think 2015 is probably my most successful season so far in my career. I've never actually got a road race medal, and 2015 for me was all about becoming world champion. I wanted that one goal, so I was kind of willing to give up consistency in order to achieve that. I found the Giro really difficult this year. It was intense heat and I didn't do well there, and I came out of it really, really tired. A couple of months out from the World Championships, when you're feeling like that, it's not good for your confidence. I knew that I could win, so the pressure was high. I achieved my dream. I became world champion. I'd not prepared myself for that part of the journey. I would focus so much on the process of winning the race right up until the finish line, and then you've done it, and right, what's next? It's a really strange feeling, but it's sinking in now, and it feels very special. I'm just really proud.
– 2015 for me was probably one of the best race seasons I've ever had in my whole racing career. I was really disappointed with 2014 race season because I contracted glandular fever at the start of the year, so it wasn't a great year, and 2015 was always going to be kind of a comeback year for me. You know, I wanted those titles back and I wanted to be on the top step, so it was always going to be a real kind of momentous year. It was incredible how much more nervous I was feeling, and I think that just sort of came down to the pressure I'd put on myself, you know, wanting to get back on the top, wanting to win again, and to really have to dig deep after all these years. It was pretty cool, and I really enjoyed it. I won 6 out of 7 World Cups, the overall title and the World Championship title, so you know, to be able to see the evidence there in front of me, you know, my trophies and stuff, it makes me feel so proud, and yeah, I just can't wait to do it again next year.
– 2015 has been a brilliant year. It's been very different in so many ways for me. Coming back after having Reggie, you know, I'd thrown myself into a totally different situation where, you know, you're having to go back to basics, and I had to start all my basic training again, start building my body up to where it was before. You know, coming back into training and having injuries, you know, having Achilles problems and thinking, oh, am I doing the right thing? So they've been the biggest challenges for me. At the World Championships in Beijing, you know, having crossed the line after the 800 metres, it was really emotional. I didn't have that feeling of relief that I had in London at the Olympics, but I had that feeling of shock and excitement and, yeah, disbelief almost. But it was just such an incredible feeling knowing that what I'd gone through that whole year and come to the World Championships and ended up on the top of the podium. It was a really, really amazing feeling.
The atmosphere for the final game at the European Championships was something that I'll never forget. Always when you're against the Netherlands or any top side, you have to be on it.
To believe that we can win against the best side in the world, being 2-0 down with about 10 minutes to go, that was a tough moment for us to overcome.
It showed our mental strength and our belief in each other and the confidence that we were doing the right thing and it would come. It was just a surreal moment when Maddie saved that last penalty and we all just went wild.
To have kind of the Dutch a level down and the Germans a level down even more, you know, it is a surreal feeling. You know, we were finally above them on the podium the amount of times we stood below them, and it was just kind of sends out a bit of a message, I think, to the world of hockey that, you know, we're here to be taken seriously, we can compete with the best, and I want to go through that whole thing all over again sometime soon. So if it takes that little bit extra hard work to make sure it happens, then God, are we going to do it?
2015, the start of the year was quite tough. I had a shoulder injury, so I was still coming back from that, and I've learned how dedicated I can be and how focused I am. Anything that knocks me down, I'm always ready to get back up, and I think that's what is most important. It's how you get back up and making sure you do get back up. Going into the European Championships, I felt really, really good. It's an absolutely amazing experience to think that out of however many boxers that entered the weight, you've come up against them, beat them all to win and be a gold medalist. So all the training, all the hard work, it had all paid off. The joy and relief of winning at the end, it was like a whole weight had been lifted. I got the gold medal, got what I came for, and it was like, yep, time to go home.
I think throughout the season everybody knew, this is a big year, this is the year that we're really going to be at the forefront of women's sport, and it was really exciting. But it was something that the whole squad was looking forward to, and it just created a real buzz. I think one of the biggest things about the fact that we were on par with the men was that we can be role models to young girls throughout the country that can turn on and see this iconic sporting event. Even though we were very much in the race in the moment, you couldn't escape the helicopter overhead, the people cheering on the banks, and it definitely lifted all of us and made us think, wow, we're part of something special. When we crossed the line, we were absolutely ecstatic that our best race had turned into a win, and we were just ready to get off, hug our friends and family, celebrate with our coaching team, and look back on a really good season. That is something that we will share for life.
I think going into the World Cup, if somebody had mentioned a bronze medal, it would have probably been a bit like, wow, yeah, that would be an achievement.
It's a massive tournament for any football player, and to be going to represent England over there was a very special moment, and we were full of confidence and we got better and better each game.
I always remember that game against Canada. There was about 55,000 Canadians, and it just felt like it was England against the whole of Canada.
Everybody was just absolutely buzzing to have won and to reach a massive milestone for us in a semi-final of the World Cup. Japan was probably our best performance. I think we really created opportunities, had a few chances that went wide, and I'm so proud of the squad from bouncing back from that.
For me, I've learned that failure is a huge part of success, and it's how you actually let it motivate you, drive you.
To come away with a bronze medal and look at how much sweat, tears, emotion went into that, I'll definitely be wanting to show the grandkids in the future.
2015 has been a real positive year for me. I've achieved more than I ever imagined, really, ever in my whole career. So yeah, really happy with this year. Doha has been amazing, and it's the World Championships, and to be the World Champion is, a dream come true. I never thought I'd achieve anything like this in my life, so success has got to be given to the team, coaches, and Paul McGregor, my track coach. If it wasn't for people that put in the hours to be there with me down the track, this would never happen. My driving inspiration is my daughter, all the way. She's the reason I took the sport up. She's the reason I train. Fears, injury, always injury. So for me, it's about just keeping myself well conditioned, well maintained, and just hoping that I can get through to Rio niggle-free. One thing I've learned from this year is definitely that you've got to have self-belief in your own ability, and also a little bit of patience, and that it will all happen, it will all come together. You've just got to believe in yourself.
Going into 2015, I was most looking to be happy, to be honest. I really worked very hard on finding my happiness within the sport, because I lost my way a little bit for a couple of years in terms of why I was playing the sport, why I was putting in the time and effort day in, day out. I really understood that I was actually shaping myself, not just for my tennis career, but also for what comes next. I judge myself on effort, I judge myself on the attitude I approach things with. Going into 2015, I think major hopes were that I was going to find the mindset that I wanted, and that I was going to be happy with what I was doing, and then hopefully with that I was going to get some results. One of the biggest things to really learn and understand this year is having good acceptance. Whenever I did have those tough moments, there wasn't a lot of time for me to wallow in it. It was, okay, it's tough, but this is what we're doing, this is where we're going, this is how we're going to get there.
...2015 has been an epic year for me. We'd always imagined that I would land in Falmouth, or at least down in the southwest, and finish the final land leg back up to London to wrap up London to London via the world. I rode for 143 days trying to get home. At that time we had a forecast for Hurricane Joaquin, so we requested assistance, and a passing ship was diverted to come and evacuate me from the ocean ahead of that hurricane system. And this expedition has shown me on many occasions that being alive is just the best thing and the only goal you aim for sometimes. Nothing's going to stop this final leg of the journey, which is really a culmination of and celebration of these last 5 years of journeying. Even the failures and the things that went wrong and the things that really hurt, good things have come out of all of those, even if they're lessons or good photos.